Swadika, thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88, and on NBT World. It's Monday, April 27th of 2015, and you're with me, Sandra Hanut-Saha. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story for today, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha says the government is closely monitoring the earthquake situation in Nepal, while full-scale assistance is being provided to Thai nationals. The Prime Minister mentioned the assistance before leaving the military airfield in Don Mueang, Bangkok, to attend the 26th ASEAN Summit 2015 in Kuala Lumpur. General Prayut said the government has prepared teams of medical volunteers, including members of the Central Institute of Forensic Science, to help survivors of the quake. Moreover, the Thai government will donate money and about 300 to 500 tons of rice to the earthquake victims. He cited a preliminary report by the Foreign Ministry as saying that around 30 Thai students and workers had been helped by the Thai embassy in Kathmandu, and all of them were safe. While in Malaysia, General Prayut will attend the 26th ASEAN Summit 2015 in Kuala Lumpur and the 9th Indonesia-Malaysia-Thailand Growth Triangle Leaders Summit in Langkawi. He will return to Thailand on Tuesday, the 28th of April. The government has launched a donation campaign to mobilize assistance for Nepal. Meanwhile, the military and the Ministry of Public Health are prepared to send doctors and disaster response teams to the quake-hit country. According to Deputy Spokesperson of the Prime Minister's Office, Colonel Sansan Gaokamnut, the Thai humanitarian teams will be flying to the country closest to Nepal before proceeding into affected areas, as Nepal's international airport has been temporarily closed as a result of the tremor. The Thai embassy in Nepal will facilitate the trip. He said the Thai government had set up a center at the Royal Thai Embassy in Kathmandu to help and facilitate Thai people there. Their relatives in Thailand can contact the center via the Ministry of Foreign Affairs at 094-003-7190, 094-003-7191, 094-003-7192, and 085-911-4076. They can also contact the embassy directly at 977-144-14372. Colonel Sansan said that Thai people could help alleviate the hardships of the Nepalese by donating necessary items for survival or money via all the Damrong Tham centers under the Ministry of Interior across the country. The government will also hold a charity program for Nepal, which will be broadcast live on Channel 5 next week. Thai people living in Nepal and nearby countries affected by the massive quake can contact the Thai embassy in Nepal for help. The embassy says anyone wishing to take shelter at the ambassadorial residence can contact the embassy via the hotline 977-980-106-9233 and 977-984-124-2094. Meanwhile, spokesman of the Air Force, Air Chief Marshal Monthon Sachukon, said the Air Force had not yet been contacted by the government to provide assistance to Nepal, where a magnitude 7.8 quake struck on the 25th of April, 2015. Nevertheless, the Air Force was closely monitoring the situation and preparing for a Nepal departure, the spokesman said. The Air Force was waiting for the government to decide which humanitarian missions, such as material and medical assistance, it would provide for Nepal. It could assist the country immediately if the government ordered. Footage broadcast by Nepal TV on Sunday, April 26th, showed remote parts of the Himalayan kingdom devastated after an earthquake. More than 2,500 people were killed in the 7.9 magnitude quake, which struck at midday on Saturday. The earthquake centered 50 miles or 80 kilometers east of the second city, Pokhara, and was all the more destructive for being shallow. Areas of Kathmandu were reduced to rubble, and rescue operations had still not begun in some remote areas. International rescue teams have been deployed to help local authorities to search for missing people and save lives. Nepal, sandwiched between India and China, has had its share of natural disasters, and its worst earthquake in 1934 killed more than 8,500 people. The 7.9 magnitude quake struck at midday at a busy time of year for the tourism-reliant country's trekking and climbing season, with an estimated 300,000 foreign tourists in the country, several hundred of those on Mount Everest. Xinhua news agency, quoting the Chinese embassy in Kathmandu, reports 4 people confirmed dead and 10 seriously injured. 5 Indians were killed and 3 Americans died in Nepal. However, other tourists in the country are still missing, and some cases were unreported. Aftershocks in Nepal's devastating earthquake triggered more avalanches in the Himalayas on Sunday. Earlier, the bodies of 17 climbers were recovered from the mountain, where the major aftershock sent boulders and ice crashing around camps in the high mountains. The midday quake struck at a busy time of year, with an estimated 300,000 foreign tourists in the country, and it is home to many World Heritage sites. There were nearly 1,000 climbers and Sherpas on Everest when the first avalanche struck, and claimed the highest toll of any disaster on the world's highest mountain. Tents at Everest Base Camp were flattened by rocks and snow. Climber photographs on social media showed. Another 100 climbers higher up Everest at Camps 1 and 2 were safe, but their way back down the mountain was blocked by damage to the treacherous Khumbu icefalls, scene of an avalanche that killed 16 climbers last year. Helicopters were able to fly in on Sunday morning as clouds lifted. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has instructed the Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation to urgently help people affected by tropical storms across the country. The Prime Minister also ordered military units in each area to be on standby 24 hours to help provide assistance. Deputy government spokesman Sansan Gaukamnut on Sunday said the premier had expressed concerns over people who lived in the flooded areas and those whose houses were damaged by tropical storms during this period. Supplies and compensation were handed out to them in line with disaster assistance regulations of the government, the deputy spokesman said. General Prayut urged relevant government units to urgently survey the damages in every area affected and provide assistance for the people as soon as possible. The Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation is operating a special center to monitor weather conditions around the clock until the situation is back to normal. The Thai Ministry of Defense and China's Central Military Commission have agreed on the plan to strengthen defense cooperation. On an official visit to Thailand, Vice Chairman of China's Central Military Commission, Air Chief Marshal Zhu Qiliang, has stressed China's readiness to support the Thai government's peace process and attempts to solve internal problems. During the talks, the Vice Chairman of China's Central Military Commission, that is, and Deputy Prime Minister for Defense and Defense Minister, General Prawit Wongsuwan, concurred with the idea of forging defense ties on 4 issues, namely the upgrading of military cooperation, the expansion of joint training covering 3 branches of the military, the development for defense industry, and the establishment of ASEAN military medical centers in Thailand. General Prawit showed his approval of the idea by setting up a special committee to study each other's proposals. The Deputy Prime Minister and Defense Minister added that he wished to see more collaboration on research and development in the area of defense between Thailand and China. The general also took this opportunity to express his appreciation for the 40-year-old friendship between the 2 countries. The National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, will discuss the impeachment of former ministers and officials implicated in the rice subsidy irregularities at the end of the month. NLA President Pornphetwichit Cholachai has set a meeting for April 30th and May 1st to continue the impeachment process against former Commerce Minister Bunsong Tediyapirom, former Deputy Commerce Minister Pum Sarapon, and former Director General of Foreign Trade Manatsoi Ploy. The National Anti-Corruption Commission recommended the impeachment of all 3 men after the agency found them guilty of causing financial damage to the government and abuse of power in relation to the rice subsidy program. In addition to the impeachment, the NLA will review a number of draft laws and an agreement, including the Draft Maritime Labor Act, the Draft Organic Law on Anti-Corruption, and the Draft Public Assembly Act. The National Reform Council whip has stated that the deliberation of the first draft of the Constitution has been smooth from the start. According to the National Reform Council, or NRC, whip spokesman Wanchai Sonsiri, the deliberation process during the past 7 days has not hit any snags, and all proposals from NRC members have been straightforward and have hit the point. There have also been calls for efforts to help Thailand achieve a new and strong base that will be sustainable, in line with the charter drafting process. 4 focuses on empowering the people, promoting clean politics, encouraging a just society, and the restoration of peace. He added that the CDC is now preparing to make changes to the draft charter, which the NRC has suggested, in order to make the new constitution effectively reflect the voices of the people. More and more school buses are seen plying city streets in Thailand. Unfortunately, road accidents involving school buses are high. How did this happen? Kun Sutari Rungmanpon has the details for us.
School bus is a common service in many countries. It provides convenience for parents, saving their time, energy, and expense. As a matter of fact, the school bus service is not really popular in Thailand due to the poor safety standards, which are what most parents are concerned about.
ค่ะก็คือว่าโรงเรียนเราไม่ไว้ใจเพราะว่าลูกเรา1เด็กดื้อด้วยลูกเราดื้อแล้วเกิดว่าทางโรงเรียนใช้ไปเด็กมันก็เยอะพอเด็กเยอะเสร็จแล้วก็แบบเหมือนว่าดูแลไม่ทั่วถึงอย่างเงี้ยบางทีลูกลงจากรถครูนึกว่าเด็กอยู่บนรถอย่างเงี้ยค่ะมีความรู้สึกว่าไม่ค่อยปลอดภัยเราไม่รู้จากคนขับว่าเขาอุปนิสัยเป็นยังไงแล้วก็กลัวหลายๆอย่างจากสื่อจากข่าวสารอะไรพวกนี้ค่ะ
Accidents involving school buses are always shocking news. Unfortunately, statistics show such incidents happen frequently in Thailand, and the trend doesn't seem to decline. The common causes of most of the incidents are negligence of the drivers and poor standards of the vehicles. The Independent National Rule of Law Commission, or NRLC, cites that although many laws and regulations have been implemented, such as Road Traffic Act issued in 1979 and regulations on school bus monitoring of the Ministry of Education issued in 1993, many parts of their contents are outdated. Some do not indicate clear punishment, like in the case of the driver carelessly leaving a student in the bus, leading the child's death. This problem is mentioned whenever accidents occur, but no serious actions are taken.
นะครับแต่ก่อนเนี่ยผมมีครบแหละก็มีถังดับเพลิงมีค้อนมีอะไรแล้วก็มีเซฟตี้เบลอะไรอย่างเงี้ยเพราะหนึ่งเราก็ไม่ค่อยได้ใช้ตรงจุดนั้นใช่ไหมแล้วเซฟตี้เบลเนี่ยมันก็เด็กมันก็เอามาเล่นกันแล้วเซฟตี้เบลเนี่ยที่หัวเนี่ยมันจะเป็นเหล็ก
เราจะการันตีความปลอดภัยให้กับนักเรียนและก็ผู้ปกครองได้ยังไง
ก็ขับมา18 ปีนี่ยังไม่เคยมีเหตุการณ์อะไรกับนักเรียนเลยฮะ
โรงเรียนจัดอบรมครับ
ในรถมีอุปกรณ์เพื่อความปลอดภัยติดตั้งหรือไม่
มีครับมี
Causes of school bus accidents should be preventable if all parties involved and pay enough attention. For example, the NRLC suggests that school buses should be up to the standard required by law. Devices that could assist students in the bus in case of emergency should be installed. There should be a law adjustment about the device's installation and harsher penalties for those who don't follow. And most importantly, the selection of drivers and the personnel should be carefully made, as they will be responsible for the life of many young passengers.
And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we have a quick break, here's a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
Maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. Third core value, being grateful to parents and teachers.
How could you do that to me? Stop it! Huh? Don't you get it? I don't need you anymore. Enough! We're through. There's someone else in my life.
Say no to the past. Bring your own bag. Say no to plastic.
NBT World, a 24-hour English language television service operated by the National News Bureau of Thailand, or NNT, is designed to bring the most reliable information about Thailand to the international community. NBT World is available on various platforms, including via C-band set-top boxes, GMMZ Channel 202, PSI Channel 272, and a live stream on thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. You can also follow us on facebook.com/NNT News or download the PRD News EN application on your smartphones. NBT World, a vision of Thailand.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, has announced its plan to develop Bangkok as a hub of education in the region by modernizing education from the basic education level. Bangkok Governor Mamrachawong Sukhumpan Baripat presided over the opening ceremony of a seminar of the Basic Education Committee of Schools under the BMA. The governor said the BMA was determined to develop education in Bangkok to be modern and keep up with global changes in line with its policy to promote education with morality. The seminar provided a good opportunity for the BMA Basic Education Committee to meet and exchange experience on the development of education to meet real needs and deal with problems occurring at present, the governor said. He added that Bangkok had to be a metropolis of learning. On the international front, Burundian police shot dead 2 protesters and wounded at least 1 other on Sunday in demonstrations against the president seeking a 3rd term, which critics say would violate a constitutional limit of 2 terms. Police used water cannons, tear gas, and in some cases live bullets to disperse demonstrators across Bujumbura. The authorities earlier banned all protests, either for or against President Pierre Nkurunziza's renewed candidacy. Protests began in 4 suburbs of the capital and by late afternoon had subsided in 3, but a protest in the district of Musaga remained intense, with police attempting to disperse it using water cannons. African leaders and Western nations have urged the president not to run again, and the United States and the European Union have indicated they could take punitive steps if violence erupted as a result. And Australian kayaker Sandy Robson left Singapore waters on Sunday for Indonesia. She is on the last leg of her 5-year expedition, which started from Germany in 2011 and is set to end in Australia in 2016. The 48-year-old said she is tracing canoeist German Oscar Speck's route. He paddled all the way from Germany to Australia in the 1930s. Robson said she hopes her journey inspires more people to take up water sports and connect with the marine environment. Robson said she aims to come ashore every day and find accommodation for the night, but sometimes going through large bodies of water means she is out at sea for 2 or 3 days. Asked what she did to keep herself company, she replied, "I sing really badly, and I usually can't remember all the words. I talk to the fishermen that I meet, and I don't know. I'm not where I live, so it's pretty exciting for me, actually. I've never actually been to Indonesia before, for example, so yes, it's kind of cool." And that is it for today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook by simply typing in NNT, and you can check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. To say goodbye today, we have footage of thousands marching along Tokyo's streets to show support for the LGBT Community Week in Japan. For Newsline, I'm Sandra Hanut Saha. Have a wonderful day. Sawadee ka.